anytime they come across somebody that has a company that's not doing well, they'll think of you in operations. Also, two quick things. Send an email to your contacts that you haven't talked to in a while. December, around Christmas time, Hanukkah, whatever holiday you celebrate, it's good to send a personal email, and I don't recommend putting this on a handwritten holiday card, but send them an email. Hope things are doing well. Hope Sally and the kids are doing great. How old is Jimmy this year? That kind of thing. I was thinking about you during the holiday season, so I want to make sure that you're doing well and that I'm keeping you in mind, knowing that you're in my thoughts. And by the way, I'm currently looking, or I'm still looking, or I'm still searching for a new challenge as a VP of operations. And if you know of anyone that I should be talking to, I would love for you to forward their name. Don't probably want to put that in a handwritten card, but you can send an email, and I would not recommend sending it newsletter style to a big group of people. But you can send the same email, relatively speaking, to all of your contacts that you haven't talked with 60 days, 6 months, or 5 years. It's a good opportunity to give a reason, a legitimate reason for emailing your old contacts. It's really, really very impressive way to get leads. Then one more thing, and I know I'm kind of running over, but I did want to share all of this with you. After Christmas sales, take advantage after Christmas of getting a new suit. So there's always after Christmas sale with suits, after holiday sale. Sometimes they're discounted up to 75%. I've seen 30, 50, 75%. Take this opportunity to get a brand new suit if you're a man, and either slacks and a suit coat if you're a woman, or a skirt and a suit coat. Look really good and get the latest style, and you can do that for a lot less after Christmas during the sales. Okay, want to get to Q&A. Very quickly before that, I want to let you know I do have, just starting this past month, I do a monthly resume writing workshop that includes a 35-page book, and it includes 2 hours. I actually went 2 hours and 15 minutes this first time in December, but it's a 2-hour workshop where I walk you through how to write a really impressive resume that quantifies your results, that makes it industry neutral so that you can expand your opportunities, that writes it in a different way than what you see everyone else's. It's really, I had such great response from everyone. I got some really good feedback, very positive feedback on this, and it's absolutely free. It's through the New Landings organization, and you can sign up by going to newlandings.org and going to their calendar. And the next one is the first Thursday in January, which is the 5th, and it's from 1 to 3 o'clock. So you have to register because there's only 24 seats available in the room, and it's a training room. But actually, I think there were about 30 people here this last time. So make sure you register to get a seat soon because they filled up really quickly after I let everybody know about them. I would love to see you there. And if you want more information, you can email me. Now, if you want to talk about working with me, explore more information about what I do, and if you want to make what you're worth in 2012, you can give me a call or give my office a call at 816-600-2478, or you can email me at Tammy, Tammy, at beyondjobsearching.com. So now I want to go through any questions that anyone has, and I'll see if we've got any questions. If you press star 2 on the phone, then I can, to raise your hand, I can go ahead and unmute you. And let me see if there are any questions online. So go ahead and write those up. I'll go over, I know I had at least one question that I wanted to make sure that I answered during this time. Someone, Stan, had sent me a message saying, why functional resumes? Because you spout functional resumes, and someone told me, I think they said HR told me that they don't like those. So that's a very good point, and it's definitely worth some discussion, and it's something that I have a very strong opinion about. You'll find that I have a lot of strong opinions. With a functional resume, if anybody doesn't know what that is a skills-based instead of a chronological, and I like to keep mine to one page. I don't always write a functional. If you're staying with the same industry, the same type of job, you're just moving up, then a chronological makes sense. You still have to have a lot of elements of a good resume, but the chronological format makes sense for you. If you are older and you have achievements that are 10 to 12 years old, then a functional resume works for you. You can take those achievements that are 15 or 20 years old and put them right next to the achievements that you had last year, and they look the same. And if you've moved from one job to another, maybe 4 or 5 times over the last 10 years, then a functional resume makes sense for you. It minimizes a lot of liabilities, and liabilities to me are anything that would keep you from getting a phone call or keep you from getting a job. So I like them because it minimizes those. It doesn't lie and it doesn't hide them completely, but it minimizes those. Probably the number one thing that it overcomes is the fact that you've been in one career or one industry for a long time, and now you're wanting to switch industries, and you have no industry experience in the places that you're looking for next. You don't want to be labeled as someone who has worked for a candy manufacturer all of their lives. I had a client who worked 19 years for Russell Stover. And you don't want to be labeled as a publishing advertising director in newspaper. I've got a client that does that. I have a lot of clients who spend all of their career in one industry, and what happens with a chronological is the decision maker looks at your resume and says, do I need a candy guy, or do I need someone with absolutely no experience? They come from XYZ industry. Well, no, they don't. They can't really make that connection with what you can do for them based upon what you've done in the past. So that's why I like functional. Now, with that being said, HR people tend to not like functionals because it is a 30-second commercial. It is a highlight of your experience, and it's not everything that you've done and everywhere that you've been. But in the way that I have my clients look for jobs, they don't go to HR. They go straight to the decision maker. And decision makers, they need to be communicated to in a certain way. You have to keep the audience in mind, and you have to sell yourself like you would a can of soup. You have to personally market yourself. And I can also tell you recruiters, for the most part, don't like functional resumes. But guess what they do? They call my clients and they say, I hate this resume. I need a chronological. But you know what? They've now called the client, and my client is able to sell themselves over the phone and get that phone call that they so desperately need in order to introduce themselves and build a personal connection with that recruiter. So it does get more phone calls, and a lot of recruiters and a lot of HR people say, I don't prefer it. But guess what? 95 to 98% of all of the resumes out there, and I've seen it to be true in what comes across my desk, they're all chronological. Doing it in a functional way is totally different, and it works, and it sets you apart. If you want a copy of a sample functional resume that speaks to either the industry that you're looking for or the type of job that you're looking for, you can email me and I'd be happy to send you a sample. I've been doing this long enough that I've got a ton of samples in a lot of different areas of expertise. So if you want one from a sales director, I can send you one from a sales director. Same with operations, marketing, you name it, I've got it. So there are very few jobs that I haven't written a resume for. Feel free to email me. It's Tammy, Tammy, at beyondjobsearching.com. Something I did also want to mention, thank you, Lewis, you put it up there on the questions, that to remind you that New Landings is having a holiday gathering this evening, and it would be a great opportunity to network. Absolutely. I think that's a great idea. Thank you, Lewis. You can go to newlandings.org to find where that is. I'm assuming it's at the Presbyterian Church in Lenexa, but check that to be sure. Again, newlandings.org. They are, in my opinion, the best, if not one of the best, the best job search organization out there. They are a nonprofit, and they're huge, and they do a lot of things for a lot of people. So it would be worth your time to go to the holiday gathering this evening. Those usually start around 6, possibly 7, but look it up. Steve from Denver, would you recommend doing volunteer work while conducting your search? Yeah, I think if the volunteer work definitely is related to what you're looking for and you're using the same skills in your volunteer work as you are in the job that you're seeking, it's definitely worth your time. Now, if it's totally different, if you are an engineer and you're not using your engineering skills, that's still okay. You're still keeping yourself busy. I wouldn't spend full-time volunteering because you do need to dedicate a large amount of, if you're unemployed, I do recommend dedicating at least 30 or 35 hours, if possible, to a job search in order to keep the momentum going, keep the amount of activity high so that you get enough results to get you a job quickly. So if it takes up 25, 30 hours of your time each week, that may not be the best option for you, but especially if you're using the same type of skills. Maybe it's relationship building. Maybe it's doing their books and you're an accountant. Anything that is directly related, it does keep you busy, and that's the kind of stuff that you can put on a resume. You can say that you've been doing that volunteering. Any other questions? Let me see if there's any questions from the live audience. Oh, you guys are so quiet. Any other questions from online? Yes. Okay. So we've got more information on the New Landings event. That's good. It's a networking event and a holiday celebration tonight from 6:30 to 8:30. And it's, let's see, at the New Landings office. So that's different than the Presbyterian Church. Love their office facility. It's 11320 West 79th Street in Lenexa, 66214. And it's a casual networking event. You don't have to dress in a suit and tie. You can bring, it's a potluck, so you can bring your holiday food or a snack. And when it comes to bringing food, what they say is if your last name starts with A through L, bring finger foods or an appetizer. And if your last name starts with M through Z, bring a dessert dish or a drink. And you can also come even if you're not able to bring anything or that you forget. So I think that's really great information. Thank you very much. Any other questions? Let me check the phone lines again. And let me check online. Does anybody have any other questions at all? I'm not seeing anything. You guys are being quiet for as many people that are on the phone. Because I would very much like to do any coaching that you would like on any subject that's causing you problems in your search. Because I know everybody's got problems in their search. That's why they're listening to this. I'm going to give it one more minute, and then I will say goodbye. All right. If it turns out that you have a question after we close the call, please feel free to email me. Again, Tammy at beyondjobsearching.com, or you can call my office at 816-600-2478. And let's go ahead and wrap it up. I really appreciate everyone staying on the line. It looks like almost everyone stayed for the entire hour, which is a wonderful thing. And the next time that we'll be talking, and I'm still working on getting a topic together, but I'll get that hopefully by the end of this week. But I'll be doing, we'll do it on January 18th, which is the middle of January. I want to space that out from the 5th, which I'm doing the free live resume workshop. And that live resume workshop happens in the New Landings office on West 79th Street in Lenexa. And so that'll be on the 5th, and then Wednesday the 18th at noon Central Time, that's when we'll have the January webinar call for the six-figure webinar series. So again, I appreciate everybody joining in today, and we will see you next month. Take care. Have a great one. Bye.